Hey everybody, it's Mitch and welcome to my next video. Today we are going to be doing another anime review. And today's anime is, as you may have guessed by the title, Bleach. Now, I personally am really sad to see this happening. Because, as you may know if you're a regular viewer of mine, that I only do these anime reviews when the anime is done. And Bleach is unfortunately over. They have decided to cancel it despite the fact that it's continuing in the manga. So, not happy about that. Probably going to have to pick up the manga at some point and start reading because I really want to see what happens. I've had some people tell me what's going on, and it sounds really cool, and I really want to get to see that. Hopefully they bring the anime back. I don't exactly have my hopes up on it, but I would like to see it. Anyways, that all being said, as I normally say at this point, spoiler alert. You're going to want to watch every episode of Bleach before you watch this video, at least the rest of it. Now, what else is there on it? Well, there's 366 episodes of Bleach, which coincidentally is the same number of days in a year. Or maybe not so coincidentally, I don't know. Seems like too much of a coincidence if you ask me. My guess is it was somewhat planned. They probably saw it was getting close to that and said, you know, it'd be cool if we made it the same number of days in a leap year. So that's probably what happened. Don't know for sure though, but my guess is probably. Anyways, so Bleach. Basically, it's a story of Ichigo, a substitute Soul Reaper. Basically, or if you watch in Japanese with the subs, Shinigami or Death God. So, which is the same as they use in Death Note, oddly enough. Which, strange that they wouldn't that they translate it differently in Bleach than they would Death Note when Viz made both of them. So, a little strange that they would do that, but whatever. Still kind of like it. So, or you know, maybe they got mad that they changed it and decided not to change it since they weren't made at the same time. I don't know. Anyways, so basically he's just a kid who's always been able to see, you know, the souls of the dearly departed, as he always puts it. And turns out that's not really the case. He actually was, his father actually was a soul reaper, so that, you know, would definitely explain why he can, you know, have these powers. Yeah, so Ichigo, he's a cool guy. I like Ichigo. Yeah, just definitely a nice guy. He's always there to protect his friends. He originally got his powers from Rukia Kuchiki, who transferred her powers to her, which turned out to be illegal, and she was actually sentenced to death for this. Now, Ichigo was very grateful to her for that, because, you know, it allowed him to save his family, and so he decided to rescue her, which was a crazy attempt. It was just a crazy, stupid idea, but it ended up working because Aizen had apparently turned traitor. Aizen's one of the captains. A few other captains defected with him. Turned out a few captains ended up siding with Ichigo and his friends. So, all in all, things ended up working out because there's just too much chaos. And yeah, things just ended up going well for them, which is somewhat surprising. And all in the end, Ichigo gets made an official substitute Soul Reaper, which is pretty cool. Then, you know, Aizen, now that he's defected, you know, he starts making a Ronkar and a Spada, which they got to try and take out, which eventually they do. It's a very complicated story. Eventually, in the end, Ichigo ends up taking out Aizen. Like I said, spoilers. Anyways, it's a good anime. One of my favorite things about this anime is that it really makes you think that and realize that good and evil aren't so black and white. You know, the logical way of thinking about the show would be Soul Reaper good, Hollow bad. And a lot of people in the show have that attitude. But Aizen was a Soul Reaper, and he did a lot of bad things. He was the bad guy. Whereas, you know, there were some, you know, Espada that, or former Espada, that ended up being good, like Neliel in Apraxion. Dondachaka and Pesce, which is weird. They're always said in the opposite order. But anyways, yes. So they turned out to be good guys, despite the fact that they're Espada, and even they're thinking of Ichigo as a bad guy because from their perspective, everyone thinks of themselves as a good guy. So they initially think of him as a bad guy, but they end up becoming friends. And it really just lets you realize that it's not so black and white. Aizen, the two captains that defect with him, Tosin and Gin. I would have thought initially watching it that Tosin was just kind of being dragged along, and that Gin was a loyal follower. Where it turns out that Tosin was the loyal follower, and Gin was actually working against Aizen. He's actually biding his time and constantly plotting against him. So, kind of interesting, because Gin was a good guy. Very interesting stuff how things played out. One thing I really did not like about Bleach was the sheer number of spoilers. It was just horrible, and it wasn't just so much the number of spoilers, but the quality of the spoilers. The majority of the spoilers in Bleach were terrible, just terrible, especially the Bount arc. That was just awful, and the fact that leading Kuroda and Nova keep reappearing throughout the show just made it awful, awful, awful. I mean, having the filler characters reappear is okay, but you don't do it in non-filler episodes. And they had no choice to do it with the way they set it up, but they shouldn't have set it up that way. It was their choice to do that. So I really disliked that strongly. But all in all, I really did like Bleach. It was a great show. Really sad to see it go. The following arcs seem like they're going to be really good, and they make sense. I mean, the whole reason Aizen's whole plot was, to get to the Soul King's dimension. That's why the Soul Reapers captains in the Soul Society was trying to stop him. It wasn't to save Karakura Town. They really didn't care that much about that. Not enough to do an all-out war, but they had to, because they had to stop him from making the Okin and getting to the Soul King's dimension. That's what they were really after. Ichigo, of course, was protecting his hometown, but that's, people forget that, and that's why things shouldn't end there. I mean, what is the Soul King's dimension? They never really mention it. Well, they do if you keep going with it. They do in the manga. So yeah, I haven't read the manga, but I've heard. Anyways, that's kind of my 2 cents on things. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you enjoyed Bleach, give it a like. It's a great anime. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe to my channel. I would definitely love that. And you get to see all my videos, better access to all of them. Please leave a comment if what you think about Bleach, what you think of being canceled, all that good stuff. Leave that down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. And please share this video. Anyways, I'm Mitch. I'll be seeing you.